Greetings! Today, we bring you a simple but powerful video. It will teach you an important lesson about your mind, your habits, and your future. Some people seem to change easily. They stop bad habits quickly. They build good routines fast. They look like they have total control of their lives. And when you look at your own struggles, your effort can feel very small. This is why many people give up after just a few days. Not because they are weak, but because they believe they just do not have enough willpower. They think successful people are born that way. But is that really true? Science and history tell us a different story. Success is not a gift you are born with. Success is a machine that you build, one piece at a time, through the power of your daily habits. Today, we will learn how to change your bad habits in 21 days. We will learn how your brain works. We will learn stories from history that will give you strength. By the end of this video, you will have a clear plan to change your life. Welcome to the journey. Part 1. The machine inside your head. To change your life, you must first understand the machine inside your head. The human brain is amazing, but it likes to save energy. Every time you think hard about a task, you use a lot of brain power. To save this power, your brain tries to turn your daily actions into habits. When an action becomes a habit, it happens on autopilot. You do not have to think about it anymore. This is why you can brush your teeth or tie your shoes while thinking about something else. This happens in a special part of the brain called the basal ganglia. When you first learn something new, like a new language or a new exercise, you use the thinking part of your brain. It is very slow and gets tired easily, but if you repeat that action many times, the basal ganglia takes over. It stores the action like a file on a computer. Once the file is saved, the action becomes easy. This is the biological secret of success. The most successful people in the world are not smarter than you. They just have better files stored in their brains. Every habit you have follows a 3-step pattern. We call this the habit loop. Step 1 is the cue. This is the trigger. It is the signal that tells your brain to start the habit. For example, the sound of your alarm clock ringing in the morning. Step 2 is the routine. This is the action you take. It is the behavior itself. For example, getting out of bed and drinking a glass of water. Step 3 is the reward. This is the good feeling you get. It tells your brain, this was great, let's do it again. For example, feeling fresh and awake after drinking the water. When these 3 steps happen together many times, your brain physically changes its shape to make the habit easier for you. Think of it like a path in a forest. The first time you walk through the tall grass, it is hard. But if you walk the exact same way every day, the grass dies and a clear, easy path appears. Part 2. The mystery of the 21-day rule. You have probably heard people say that it takes exactly 21 days to form a new habit. Let's talk about where this idea comes from. In the 1950s, there was a doctor named Maxwell Maltz. He was a plastic surgeon. He noticed that when he performed surgery on a person's face, it took them about 21 days to get used to their new look. He also saw that people who lost an arm or a leg felt a phantom limb for about 21 days before they accepted the change. Dr. Maltz wrote a famous book. In his book, he said it takes a minimum of 21 days to change a mental image. But over the years, people forgot the word minimum. They started saying it takes exactly 21 days to change any habit. Science shows that the real time it takes is actually longer. A famous study by a researcher named Philippa Lally found that, on average, it takes 66 days for a new habit to feel completely natural. So, why do we focus on 21 days? Because 21 days is the perfect starting line. A 21-day challenge is short enough to feel easy, but long enough to show you that change is real. Do not be sad if your habit is not perfect after 21 days. The 21-day mark is when the roots of your habit are finally strong enough. Even if the habit is not fully automatic yet, you have finished the hardest part of the journey. Part 3. the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. To understand why these 21 days are so important, even when you do not see big results, we must listen to the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. This is a story about patience. When a farmer plants the seed of a Chinese bamboo tree, he must water it and care for it every single day. For the first year, nothing happens. No green leaves come out of the dirt. The farmer continues to water it. In the second year, there is still nothing. The neighbors might laugh at the farmer. They might say, "You are wasting your time. There is nothing there." In the third year, in the fourth year, the ground is still completely empty. The farmer might feel very tired. He might want to give up. He might think the seed is dead. But he keeps watering it. He keeps believing. Then, in the fifth year, something magical happens. In a period of only 6 weeks, the Chinese bamboo tree grows to be 80 feet tall. It grows so fast you can almost see it moving. Now, I want you to ask yourself a very important question. Did the tree grow 80 feet in 6 weeks? Or did it grow 80 feet in 5 years? The answer is 5 years. If the farmer had stopped watering the tree for even 1 day during those 4 empty years, the tree would have died. During those years, when nothing was visible on the surface, the tree was growing a massive system of roots deep underground. Those strong roots were necessary to support the 80-foot-tall tree. Without those roots, the tree would fall over. This is exactly how your 21-day habit challenge works. For the first few weeks, you might not see big changes in your life. You might not look different. You might not feel completely successful yet. But do not be fooled. You are growing your roots. You are changing your brain. Success is often invisible until the very last moment. Keep watering your seed. Shanatu. Tafu. Designing your world. Many people think that changing a bad habit requires a lot of willpower. Willpower is the ability to force yourself to do something you do not want to do. But willpower is like the battery on your mobile phone. It starts at 100% in the morning, but by the evening, it is almost empty. If you only use willpower, you will fail when you are tired, hungry, or stressed. The secret to lasting change is not willpower. The secret is changing your environment. You must change the world around you to make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Think about friction. Friction is like the brakes on a car. If you want to stop a bad habit, you add more friction. If you want to start a good habit, you remove the friction. If you want to eat healthy food, put a bowl of fruit on your kitchen table and put junk food in a high cabinet that is hard to reach. If you want to practice English more, put your English book on your pillow. If you want to wake up early, put your alarm clock on the other side of the room, so you have to stand up to turn it off. When you design your environment, you become the architect of your own success. You do not have to try harder, because the world around you is pushing you in the right direction. Part 5. Habit stacking and the 2-minute rule. One of the best ways to build a new habit is to use your old habits to help you. You already do many things every day without thinking. You brush your teeth, you drink coffee, you take off your shoes. There is a method called habit stacking. This means you take a new habit and stack it on top of an old one. Your brain already has a strong path for the old habit. By connecting the new habit to it, you use that strong energy. The formula is very simple. After I do my current habit, I will do my new habit. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 60 seconds. After I brush my teeth, I will do 10 squats. After I sit down for dinner, I will say one thing I am grateful for. This method is powerful because you do not have to make a hard decision. You do not have to ask, "When should I study today?" Instead, you say, "After I finish my lunch, I will study English for 5 minutes." It becomes a natural part of your day. And remember to start small. Use the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Instead of reading 50 pages, your habit is to read just 1 page. Instead of studying English for an hour, your habit is to learn just one new word. You might think, one word is too small. But the goal is not to finish a huge task. The goal is simply to show up. If you can show up for 21 days in a row, you win. Once the habit of showing up is strong, you can easily add more time. A habit must exist before it can be improved. Part 6. The Stonecutter and the Pottery Class. There is a famous story about a stonecutter. A stonecutter works all day hitting a large rock with a heavy hammer. He hits the rock 100 times, and not even a small crack appears. A person watching him might think he is failing, but on the 101st hit, the rock suddenly splits perfectly in two. We know it was not just the 101st hit that broke the rock. It was the 100 hits that came before it. Each hit was making the rock weaker on the inside, even if nothing was visible on the outside. When you are on day 10 or day 15 of your habit challenge and you do not see big results, remember the stonecutter. You are weakening the rock of your bad habits. The breakthrough is coming, but you must keep hitting. Visual. A classroom full of students making clay pots. Narrator. Many people are afraid to start a new habit because they want to be perfect. They want to speak perfect English on the first day. They want to have a perfect workout. This is called perfectionism, and it stops you from growing. A famous study was done in an art class where students made clay pots. The teacher divided the students into two groups. The first group was the quality group. They were told to make only one pot, but it had to be completely perfect. The second group was the quantity group. They were told they would be graded by how much weight they made. If they made 50 pounds of pots, they got an A. They did not have to worry about perfection. They just had to make a lot of pots. At the end of the class, the teacher looked at the results. A surprising thing happened. The most beautiful, highest quality pots in the whole class were made by the quantity group. Why? Because while the quality group sat around thinking and worrying about being perfect, the quantity group was actually working. They made mistakes, they broke pots, they learned from every failure. By making 50 bad pots, they accidentally learned how to make one perfect pot. Quantity leads to quality. Do not worry about being perfect. Worry about being consistent. If you practice English and make 10 mistakes, that is much better than not practicing at all. The more you do, the better you become. Part 7. Sharpen your axe. In your journey to change your life, you must not forget to take care of yourself. There is a story of two woodcutters. The first woodcutter worked for 8 hours without stopping. He was strong, fast, and never rested. The second woodcutter worked for 50 minutes and then took a 10-minute break every single hour. At the end of the day, the second woodcutter had cut down more trees. The first man was angry. He said, "I worked harder than you. I never stopped. How did you win?" The second man smiled and replied, "When I was taking my break, I was sharpening my axe." If you do not take time to rest, sleep, eat properly, and be kind to yourself, you are trying to cut trees with a dull blade. You are working hard, but you are not being effective. Taking time to care for your mind and body is how you sharpen your axe. If you miss a day during your 21-day challenge, do not give up. Missing one day does not ruin your progress. The brain's paths do not disappear in 24 hours. The only way you truly fail is if you completely quit. If you make a mistake, just say to yourself, "I will not miss twice," and get back on the path immediately. Pump's attention. Start building your cathedral. We started this journey by talking about talent and effort. We have learned that talent is just a starting line. Habits are the vehicle that takes you to the finish line. Over the next 21 days, you are not just changing what you do. You are changing who you are. Like the Chinese bamboo tree, your growth may be hidden for a while. You may feel like the stonecutter hitting the rock with no result. But every repetition is a victory. Every time you choose the good habit over the bad one, you are carving a new path in your brain. Do not compare your day 1 to someone else's day 100. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. Remember that quantity leads to quality. Small wins lead to giant successes. You have the power to rewrite the files in your brain. You have the power to build a beautiful life, one stone at a time. The next 21 days will pass whether you change or not. Why not spend them becoming the person you have always wanted to be? The world is waiting for your light. It is time to stop wishing and start building. Thank you for being part of this lesson. If this message helped you today, please share it with someone who is losing hope. Tell them that success is not born, it is built. And remember, your story has only just begun. This is Spark and Speak. Keep believing, keep building. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos to help you grow, and we will see you in the next lesson.